I did a segment some time ago responding to some online content from a MAGA couple, a pretty young MAGA couple. Moody is their last name, or at least Isabella Moody is the person they post all the accounts on, and then her husband appears in a lot of them. And while many of you were disgusted by what we watched for good reason, given their views on the world, it was interesting. And many of you engaged with that. And so I wanted to do a follow-up segment, another segment on this MAGA couple. I think for you all, the point that I made in the last one and what might be sort of interesting is seeing we're in the same generation, right? And a lot of people are interested, what does Gen Z think about the world? Most progressive generation, right? But comparing my values in my response to them and their values, it's very interesting and quite the contrast there. So to understand the clip I'm going to show you, then we'll get to a truly shocking post that Isabella Moody sent out. But to understand them discussing why verbal abuse against a woman is like not that bad, right? To understand that, I have to play for you the ring footage from an altercation that took place between a different right-wing podcaster, influencer named Steven Crowder and his wife Hillary Crowder. I only feel comfortable playing something this behind the scenes because it was released, from my understanding, by Hillary Crowder as a part of debunking lies being told by Steven Crowder amid their divorce and all that. And it's some disturbing stuff, so prepare for that. And then we'll look at the Moody couple reaction.
You've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either. Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
Steven.
The only way out of it is discipline and respect. It's the only way out of it, or we're at an impasse.
We are at an impasse.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline or respect.
Steven.
There you go. You throw your hand, you give up so easily.
I don't give up, Steven.
Hillary,
Steven?
you give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Steven, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Steven, your abuse is sick. Your abuse
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it. Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need to just stop engaging for a little bit, okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you. And the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it. You go, no. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. That's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right. We're at an impasse. Become someone, listen to me, day in and day out, worthy of a life. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage anymore. I'm going to go. I'll text me what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not going to.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to you. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm gonna just
walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dogs take? No, you take Betty.
So obviously, horrible stuff there. And then when the Ring camera's not, once they go inside, so then it's not on the Ring camera. Per the report, as Newsweek is reporting, Steven Crowder, who this week revealed his impending divorce, admitted to threatening his wife inside the house, telling her, "I will F you up. I will F you up." So, for context as well, the thing you kept hearing him talk about was he really was saying it's a wifely duty to manage this medication for the dog, but she was worried that was going to soak into her skin because of toxicity, and she's 8 months pregnant, so he's losing it over that. And just some horrible stuff. So I will F you up, and then she leaves the house. Understandably so. The conversation that went on the Moody show, Isabella Moody and her husband, was, oh, the husband says, as a MAGA husband, I would not let my wife leave the house after that interaction. And a little part of their initial conversations was some time ago. That clip came out a while ago, and then their conversation even of it was a while ago. But that ended up getting clipped by an account called Right Wing Watch, which is where I came in contact with these people. And you'll see them watching their previous selves reacting to that moment, and a little part was clipped. And they, I think, believe they were unfairly clipped, and they didn't include the context of them acknowledging, or at least the husband acknowledging, the way that Crowder behaved in his wording was sinful. But then after watching their previous selves, they launch into a conversation that proves how flawed their thinking is on that moment. And Isabella Moody is very critical of Hillary Crowder for not just putting on the gloves and doing her wifely duties, because your duty is to submit, is the argument being made. So watch this. They think Right Wing Watch, this account that does really great work, was dishonest in the moment they clipped. They then go on to make the very points that were worthy of online discussion about that clip.
Means you cheat on me?
No.
That means you're cheating?
No.
Shut up. You're so stupid. That is ridiculous. No,
soft.
Quiet. Thank you.
Sorry, that was a moment from a while ago that I was going to show you as a flashback, but this is what I was talking about. That's also wild.
Yourselves, it's very emotionally
this is
abusive.
triggering.
Yeah.
This is triggering. I wouldn't have let you walk out until my point was conveyed that you do what you're supposed to do, whatever I tell you to do, because that's your job, is to submit, do it with a smile on your face. I don't care. And I wouldn't have let you leave. I would have, you would have had to eat whatever mean things I would have said. And then the job would have got done. And then afterwards, after the cooling down process, I would have, repented to God and smoothed things over with you for the sinful behavior. That's how things would have went down.
So that got clipped. Lots of people talked about it because they're responding to the video I just played for you, the very abusive video I just played for you. And that's the take. She shouldn't have left after he said, I'll F you up, because you should have been able to receive all of that, and then later I can apologize to you.
So that's okay whenever your boss tells you, get the job done or else you're fired. It's okay when corporations do this. It's okay to leverage your power and this form of financial abuse that these women would probably claim. That's perfectly fine in the corporate sense. But as soon as you leverage that power in a marriage, that's wrong. Explain to me how that works.
Well, sorry, I just need a second, because watching that was just bringing up past trauma, so I'm trying to process that and trying not to cry on camera about it. But you bring up a really good point. How come women are so okay with their male bosses telling them what to do, ordering them around, blah, 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 because they get a paycheck? How come it's okay for you to submit to your boss? Why don't you grant your husband the same submission, the same respect?
Well, and men have to deal with this too. So men grow up and understand that this is how it works. And when you remove religion, when you remove the Bible, when you put things on a secular sense, men understand power from those in power. And a lot of times that might be your boss. That might be your teacher. That might be, and what happens is that men understand power through leverage. If you don't sit down and shut your mouth in the classroom, then you're going to go to the principal's office.
So, okay, we'll stop it there. It's uncomfortable watching them sort of try to work their way through an argument in such a preliminary way. So a couple things. Just, I don't really want to get bogged down in trying to unravel what are just completely different values than mine. If that's their values, it'll be hard through a line of argumentation for me to explain why what they're saying doesn't make sense. They have this huge belief that in a marriage, it shouldn't be two equals, right? One should submit, the other should be superior. That's their belief. But even so, their argument doesn't make any sense. And for two reasons. The first being he's trying to compare this to a boss-employee relationship, which tells you a lot about how you think of marriages. And it's wild. I can't even go down the road again. It's crazy. That's how they think marriages should be. But I addressed that sort of in the last segment, how beautiful equal relationships are. But to address the logic or lack thereof that was brought forward, the boss-employee relationship, I don't think should be like the spouse relationship. But also, you shouldn't verbally or otherwise abuse your employees. So even that doesn't make sense to draw the comparison, because I think it would be justified with the comparison he's trying to make for an employee to leave the location of where they're working if their boss were to say, I'll F you up. So drawing that comparison still doesn't make sense, because no, whether it be in the house or in the workplace, I don't find it moral to levy those sorts of attacks against people. And also, entering into a workplace, separating that point, because that's really important, he's talking about submission as a general concept. Why is it okay for an employee to submit to the authority of a boss, but not a wife to a husband? And the point we're making is, number one, it's hard to ever go to a new point when the other one's so important. The type of language he was using in the verbal attacks he was loving, unacceptable. But also, it's a fundamentally different, or I think it should be, arrangement, because you enter into a workplace and you say, hey, you're going to pay me, I'm going to work for you, and thus you will give directives, I will follow them. So there is that position of authority. They think that's the same as a marriage. I don't find that to be the right way to love someone and to be in a partnership with someone. And as proof of their views being messed up, Isabella Moody recently posted this, and this is why she came back onto my radar and why we're doing this segment. And we are going to blur it out, but she says the F slur for gay people could never. That's the caption of this post, and I guess it's an announcement that they had a baby. So their post about something so happy, like having a baby, is saying gay people could never, but using a slur. The F slur. When you experience one of the most, I think that's what this post is. Maybe it's just a random baby. I don't know. But it's probably their baby based on the caption. When you experience a happy moment, your thought is, ha, they suck, about some other group of people. What? It's just like the MAGA influencer who posted his engagement photo and said Pride Month has been defeated because he was getting engaged to a woman. Y'all, what? That is so insane that your obsession with hating someone could actually be greater than your dedication to your own family, right? It's actually more pressing on your mind that you hate other people than your love for what a special moment you're experiencing. Cut to this again, Jaden, if you're not already. That's a beautiful, beautiful moment, and I'm so happy for them. All she can think about is how much she wants other people to suffer. Our ideology, similar to how we think both individuals in a marriage or a partnership should flourish and should be equals, we think very differently than some of these far-right people, because their ideology thinks the only way you can stand up higher or you can feel up higher is to push other people down. We think we can all stand up higher together. I know that sounds cheesy, but it's what we believe. And their ideology so often necessitates the pushing down of others their joy has to be at the expense of others, while ours has the rising tides lifts all boats sort of mentality. I celebrate gay marriages. I celebrate straight marriages because I think that commitment between two people is beautiful. I celebrate people having children because I think that's a beautiful thing. Whether it be a gay couple through surrogacy adoption, whether it be through a heterosexual relationship. But their mind can't just think, let's be happy for all people's joy. It has to be F slurs could never. And I would reevaluate if so much of your foundational beliefs relate to other people's unhappiness instead of trying to maximize happiness for everybody. Let me know what you thought of that. That was a doozy. And if you want to get extra content daily, you can do so by clicking the join button below.